I came to New York to chase a dream. I know what people think when they look at me. Oh, another struggling actress. Oh, another dreamer that will eventually settle down. They don't see the fire. They don't see the hunger. They don't see that I'd rather fail chasing my dreams than succeed settling down.
Excellent grades. But this position requires 3 years of marketing experience.
I know you're stressed.
Stressed? I'm drowning. We're both drowning, but you're acting like everything's fine. I'm putting myself out there for me. For us.
You know how people walk in through that door, playing strong, don't actually know struggle? Elisa walked in with it.
You don't have to wait for the world to believe in you. I did it, yeah. Maybe it starts with you.
My arms are open wide, believe it, I'm on your side.
Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we're going to have a great conversation. I could not wait to meet Rasha Robinson, like Shea Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, she is here. Mount Vernon own Miss Robinson is here. She is shining in the entertainment world, coming out with these new movies and interviews. I mean, she is really doing really well in the film industry.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. And I'm happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Being here.
Absolutely. So my name is Rasha Robinson. I'm a filmmaker, director, writer, and actress from Mount Vernon, New York. And I am the creator behind RRR Works. That's my production company. And what my focus is telling stories. I'm a storyteller. I'm a visionary. I create stories and turn them into reality so the people can get a feel for them. And also, my goal is to create more opportunities for Black people and Black women and minorities in the film industry. So,
we're going to get into all of that. Rasha. Let's start off with Mount Vernon.
Yes.
Tell us about your roots here in the city of Mount Vernon.
Oh man, my roots go way back. I think my grandmother came here at the age of 11 from the South, and it was a go from there. And the culture is so rich here, and my family is so rich here that, true story, my grandmother used to babysit Denzel Washington. That's how deep it is. So it's really crazy how, we go back. I think I've went to every elementary school there is in Mount Vernon. We moved around a lot. I was a kid, with a lot of sisters. I'm the oldest of a lot of sisters. And I was kind of the weird kid in Mount Vernon. I was the loner, I was quote unquote the nerd, because I kept to myself. I didn't really have that much friends. I just wrote stories. My sisters can attest to this, that I would be home writing stories, 3 subject notebooks full of stories, and read books. That was my passion and my pleasure, and my hobby back then. As soon as I got home from school, into a book, head in a book or writing. That was me. That was my journey.
What was your childhood like growing up, though, in Mount Vernon? Did you go to like any film, activities? Any cultural arts programs?
Yeah, no, I didn't. However, I was always in the arts. So my grandmother always had me doing something. So I was singing when I was a kid and a preteen and a teenager. I was in talent shows at the Dole Center. I was in like 3 talent shows at the Dole Center. I started singing groups with a couple of people that, we formed a group in high school and we did like a little singing group together. This is the time where Destiny's Child was out and things like that. So we tried to get a group going. And the Dole Center was like, I performed there probably once or twice. I did a fashion show there. That's like, the heart of creativity when it comes to performing arts back then. I know Denzel Washington has the high school now where a lot of performing arts take place, but I know the Dole Center was definitely the
Right.
center for me, back then when
Yeah,
I was a
because that's why I
child.
wanted to ask you that because, before Denzel Washington Performing Arts School, I don't think there really was a school dedicated to performing arts. I'm not
It's
sure. I mean, I know that there was some outlets maybe, but there wasn't really a school dedicated to that. So, which brings me to my next question. What inspired you to want to get into this career path?
that's a great question. My stories, I been acting since I was a child. I was a very dramatic child. And my grandma and mother used to call me in the kitchen and tell me to recite lines from The Color Purple. And I knew them and I acted it out like nothing. And I was
Right.
always wondering, well, why did I do that? And going back to it, once I graduated high school, I enrolled in WCC, Westchester Community College, and I took performing arts. And I took a couple of acting classes, and that's when I truly fell in love with the art of acting. Like that's when I was like, wow, like I can be somebody else without being me. It was great. Yeah.
So let's get into your journey into the entertainment business. You spent several years building your career. What was those early days like for you? Where did you first start out doing? Was it acting, directing? Where did you start? What was those early days like for you?
It was actually acting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mom knew somebody actually from Mount Vernon, and he made movies at the time. He was an older guy and he made films. And he said, hey, do any of your daughters act? Do they want to be a part of this film? And I auditioned for him at the time. This was probably 2000, I'm going to say 15, 16. And I got the part of the principal role in that movie. And that was my first time being in like a feature film. At that time, it was like, whoa, it was a lot because I had to memorize a lot of lines. And it was a lot of things looking back that I wish I did differently, learning as I go. But that was my first like big deal in acting. Yeah. And then I got a couple of I took a break, went back to work, and then did a couple more independent films as well. I got another, major break on the ID channel with the reenactment role as a
Right.
principal role, Murder Under the Friday Night Lights. That was huge for me as well. And then I got a couple of, little appearances on Law and Order SVU, CSI, Blue Bloods, even the new season of Power. They film a lot in Mount Vernon. I got a couple
Yes.
of BG roles in that coming up soon. So that was exciting. Being on big production sets like that
Yeah, that had
actually
to be
like
a lot of fun.
inspires me. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your role? Like, can you tell us an episode like you were on?
On Power.
On Power and Law and Order. I'm a huge fan of Law.
Okay, Law and Order. Oh my goodness, it's on my IMDb. I don't
Okay.
remember per se
I did see
which
your
episode.
I did see it.
Yes,
I did
yes.
see it. So
But I was a cop, and
okay.
you do see me,
How about that?
and they always call me back to play the same role as a cop. I don't know why, but they like, hey, can you do this cop role? Can you? So yeah, I was a cop in one episode of Law and Order, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and Power, I don't want to give away the scene that I was in because it's a really, for the Power fans, it's a really heartbreaking
Well,
scene.
I'm confused. So help me out
So
with Power, because
yes.
Power I was a fan of, but the original Power where Mary was in, that's the one that I liked.
Oh, see,
Is
this is not
that's
the
not
one. This is not the same
that
one.
one ended, right?
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
ended. This is
yeah.
the
I
one
missed
where
that.
the kid is playing him.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kenya.
raising Canaan, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Right.
So you were on that series.
Yes. Yes.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. What was your role, your character?
I was a family member of one
Oh,
of the actors, yeah. One of
wow.
the main actors.
One of the
Mhm.
main actors. Okay, that's
Yes.
great. That's great. So, would you consider getting that role at Law and Order and Power like your big break? Was that your big break in the industry?
I don't think so. I really
What
think
was?
I really think independent project Pretty Girl Kills that just got released is my big break, was my big break because it showcased me at my highest level of a principal role. That was my principal role at this level in my career, which
Right.
is I've learned a lot from since, years ago till now. And I feel like it showcased the range in my acting and definitely put me at another level in receiving work and jobs in general. And even on my own, doing my own movies as a filmmaker.
So tell us about, I mean, in the beginning, when you're starting out in this industry, there are a lot of challenges and
Yes.
heartbreaks.
Yes.
Tell us about that. What were some of the
Whew.
challenges and heartbreaks you endured in your infant stages in
Yeah.
the business?
So you got to learn in this industry in filmmaking that if you want to go forward in this, there's going to be a lot of rejections. There's going
Right.
to be a lot of no's. There's going to be a lot of people saying, no, you do not fit this role, or no, this is not what we're looking for, or just like not hearing back from them in general. But I have tough skin. I have really tough skin, and I'm thankful for that. I feel like that's from growing up in Mount Vernon too. I have tough skin, so I was like, okay, well, this person don't want me. Let me go to the next. And I have that hustle mentality, that
Yeah.
mentality that I don't stop no matter what. So those were, wake up calls. Okay, what can I do differently? Maybe I'll get an acting coach. And that's what I did. I got an acting coach and did more acting on the side, got a few classes, went to Groupon, got some classes,
Right.
learned new techniques. And what can I change for people to say yes? And that's what I did. And I improved a lot. As an actress, I improved a lot.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good,
thank you.
good for you.
Thank you.
Let's go into some of your career highlights. I went through so I looked through YouTube, and I looked through some of your trailers, and I want you to tell us about some of your independent films. Let's go into
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Like, what was your first independent film? Why? What was the purpose of that film? Was there something special about that film that you wanted to recreate in that movie? Tell us, just read off some of the films that you've done so we could look it up maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So Volt 13 is actually a series that I started on the whim.
Right, right.
Like I just started it. I'm like, listen, I'm just going to do it. I did it. It's a horror series. I love horror. I'm a horror fan, horror girly. So I created an anthology series, and that is my beginner's work. So you can see the growth and the evolution from Volt 13 to my work now that's coming out.
Yeah.
And Quiet Dreams was my first feature film, and that holds a special place in my heart because I created Quiet Dreams with an artistic eye. So it's not really a regular film. It was filmed intentionally with an artistic look to it. And I can't wait till it comes out so everybody can know what I'm talking about. And it follows a young woman that just came to New York, and
Right.
she's trying to follow her dreams as an actress. And as I was saying, real life situations happen to her. Real life obstacles tries to get in her way while she tries to keep going in her journey of being this actress. So that is a really heart, warming film for the viewers, and very realistic, very realistic.
I'm sure.
And I have Malia's Eyes that is in post-production, my second feature film. And it's amazing because I knocked out 2 feature films in 1 year, which is crazy. But I feel like I have like 7 minds sometimes. So I feel like I could do anything. But that is wrapped up, and we're in editing stages with that. And that is another young lady, Black actresses that I'm trying to put, on the map. Another Black leading actress role, and she struggles with drug addiction, which a lot of our people sometimes struggle with in our community. And she is on a journey to find herself in recovery. And all these, angels come to her, as in people trying to help her. And will she take the help or not type of situation. So that's coming out pretty soon too.
So you've done some work.
Yeah.
What was your favorite role, or what was your favorite projects?
My favorite project
So
was
far,
Quiet
so
Dreams. So
far, because
far,
you got
Quiet Dreams.
more projects coming out of you. So far, what's your
Yes.
favorite role or project?
My favorite project, and it's not because of the actors or anything. It was because of this was my first ever feature film that I've ever written, directed,
Right.
and produced was Quiet Dreams. And that's because it was my baby. I had this story sitting in a book, like in a notebook,
Right.
for a while, and I tweaked it so it can become a feature film. And
Uh,
that's why it is special to me. And the actors in all my stuff is amazing. But these actors hold a special place in my heart because they was the first one to work with me on my first feature. So
yeah, yeah. But so let's talk about life in the spotlight. How do you handle the pressure of being in the
whew,
public eye? I mean, I know you're independent, so there's not much, but as you mentioned before, you were in some good featured films and some blockbuster shows and episodes. So tell us, how has life been for you, and how do you handle the pressure of being in the public eye?
yeah, I mean, life has been great so far.
Yeah,
I'm not at Spike Lee's level yet. That's where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to be
yeah,
the first Black female director out of Mount Vernon, to get that honor and get up there with the Ryan Cooglers and the, Issa Rae and the Spike Lees. I'm trying my best. It's hard being a Black woman filmmaker and director because
is it?
sometimes we're not taken seriously sometimes. And I've noticed that growing in this field that we have to be a little bit more assertive, especially with being a filmmaker and a director, because we are not taken very seriously. So that was something I had to learn. We growing in this film, you have to just grow and not be stagnant. And I've grown and learned as a person, and everything changed with me, even stepping into this, like my personality, my perspective, everything changed.
Mhm.
So for the better, absolutely for the
Right,
better. Yeah.
right. Is this like your full-time gig, or is this
Yes.
you?
Yeah.
This is okay. Okay. So what helps you stay grounded
Oh,
in the
my
entertainment
sister.
world? Yeah, yeah,
My sister, she is creative director. She helps me stay grounded.
right,
Sometimes my
right.
ideas can be a little bit out of the box, and she brings
Mhm.
me back down again. Like, okay, you're doing a little bit too much, but
Yeah,
she
yeah.
helps me stay on that balanced line because she's on set with me a lot of the time. So yeah,
Let's bring it back to Mount Vernon.
yes,
I want to talk about some of the movies that you've done. You mentioned when we were talking offline, I think a lot, or if not most, if not all of your movies or independent films were filmed here in Mount Vernon.
yes, a lot of them. So
Tell
Quiet
us about that.
Dreams,
What made
yeah.
you want to film your projects here in Mount Vernon? Where did you film them at? How was it filming? Tell us about that experience.
Yes. So the jewel is Mount Vernon here. We have
Right.
like the locations, everything is, we have landmarks, great architecture, even, we can take any location and make it into a scene. That's how I
Yeah.
feel like. And with Quiet Dreams, I filmed half of it in Mount Vernon and half of it in Brooklyn. So all of it is done in New York. And with Malia's Eyes, basically the whole film was done in Mount Vernon, like in by East Third, Gramerton, around Harley Park area to
Yeah.
Fleetwood. We was all over Mount Vernon, Columbus Avenue. We were all over filming, and just taking certain areas, certain sidewalks, making it okay. We can make this look like this. We can come out. Everything was a vision, and I turned it into Malia's Eyes in the film, and it came out lovely. Yeah.
What does it mean to represent Mount Vernon on a larger scale?
Oh man, it means a lot. It
Yeah.
means a whole lot. Yeah, and I can't wait for people to see it. Like, wow, this is Mount Vernon. You know what I mean? And even getting that message out there that we have creatives here. We have creatives. We have people still in the arts. It's not old news. We're still coming out. We're still branching out. We're still hitting, you know, our names are hitting the brand, building our brands. We still
Yeah.
have that rich culture in the arts and creative. So
Yeah, I definitely know what that means to represent Mount Vernon on a larger scale. We do it here on News Center, and we
yes,
just don't cover local news. We cover international news,
right.
and that's also helped build our platform. So I definitely know what that means.
And
But
that's
do you,
amazing.
it is.
Yeah,
I mean, do you feel a responsibility to inspire others from Mount Vernon?
absolutely.
Do you?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
feel like little brown girls like me that grew up in the hood, grew up in poverty, can have those visions and that turn that imaginary thing, turn your imagination into something, you know, worth it. You can do anything you want. Step out and do it. You know, procrastination, I feel like procrastination is death. And I always say that, you know, don't put it on the back burner. If you want to do something, go at it. And I feel like I would be that, hopefully, I can be that inspiration saying, hey, I was from this part of Mount Vernon and on stage collecting my future awards. I can say that, you know, and
Yeah.
give other children that grew up like me hope.
Yeah. How do you hope your journey impacts young people watching this interview? And you've been watching your work as well.
I hope I'm being impactful, you know. I hope so. Like I hope somebody can see this and be influenced by this and say, "Hey, I want to get into acting," or "Let me
Right.
create that album that I want to create," or "Let me go back into dancing," or those piano lessons, you know. I
Right.
hope I can inspire a lot of creative youth, especially.
That's good to hear. We need that here in Mount Vernon. I strongly
Absolutely.
advise you to reach out to the youth board. I don't know if you have already. Debbie Burrell, she's doing a great job over there at the youth board. I'm hearing nothing but good things over there at that youth bureau. So,
Awesome.
that's a great place to start. I know, weren't you like recognized in the city for your film work? I think there was some sort of competition. We talked about that. What was that? What was that?
The Mount Vernon Film Festival. So
Yes.
yes, I was Vote 13 was selected for an award, and also I was selected to speak at
Right.
the Mount Vernon Film Festival. And so that was a pleasure. Oh my God, it was an amazing feeling to get up there in front of Mount Vernon people and just talk, you know, and tell them about my journey. It was a
Right.
very amazing and honorable experience.
Rashay, so what
Yeah.
is next? That's what I think, and I think you hinted at that a little bit in our conversation so far that you've got some stuff coming out. But what's next for you? Any upcoming projects? Just spit it out. What's
Yes.
coming up next, and when can we see it? And all of it.
Yes. So watch out for Quiet Dreams.
Yeah,
Quiet
yeah,
Dreams will be out either this week or next week. I will post, you know, to make sure, you know, everybody knows about it on Amazon Prime and Tubi and probably other platforms by the summertime. And also Malia's Eyes will be out very soon. I'm thinking by June it will be out. And The Stings, another movie that I'm going to be wrapping real soon, probably will be out late fall. So it's a lot of good stuff. And I'm starting a series, a dramedy, a Black love dramedy, very soon that I'm going to be working on. So
yeah,
it's a lot
yeah.
of stuff.
So, I mean, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh man, I see myself sitting next to Spike Lee and Ryan Coogler collecting awards at the NAACP, speaking to a lot of people of color and minorities about how to change their life, how to just do the work. You know,
Listen,
that's
anyone watching this that knows Spike Lee, please get this over to
reach out.
him. Are there any dream roles or collaborations you're aiming
Oh
for?
my
Like,
gosh.
you want to work with Denzel? I know you said you
Yes.
wanted to work with Spike. Tell me though.
Yes. Oh man. If I could, as an actress, I would love to be in a Marvel movie. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Probably being a villain in a Marvel movie. That would be awesome. And moving forward in filmmaking, I would love to do something with Denzel, Spike Lee, Issa Rae. Like I would love to collaborate with, you know, just the talented people in directing it. That would be awesome. Awesome.
What advice would you give to aspiring actors that are in Mount Vernon right now. Like you said, we've got a school, Denzel Performing Arts School.
Yes,
And
yes,
you
absolutely.
highlight some of their stories. So there could be some that are watching now. What advice would you give to aspiring actors in Mount Vernon?
Yeah.
From Mount Vernon?
Practice, practice, practice. Learn the craft. Read books on the craft. Get a coach if you can. Take classes. There's tons of information online, YouTube videos, Googling, things like that for you to perfect your craft.
Right.
Learn how to, make slides, send in audition tapes, learn how to talk to casting directors, learn how to send out your name and put your name in casting directors. Also, do background work. Background work, I've met a lot of important people and networked with a lot of important people on these big productions, believe it or not. Doing background work is beneficial because you learn the terms of film. You learn what's
That
going on, the
background work,
terminology.
is that similar to being an extra? Is that what that is?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
It's similar
Okay.
to being an extra.
All
Absolutely.
right.
But you'll get camera time.
Uh-huh.
So, but you'll learn, like, that's how I learned the terminology of film. I didn't know half of the stuff, the terms of what
Right.
films were using on set in production. Crafty, what's that? I've learned a lot of the terminology and learned how to maneuver and met a lot of, I've met Dick Wolf, the director of
Matt
Law and
Wolf?
Order. Yeah, of the director of Law and Order. A lot of big mainstream producers, actors. You can get yourself around a lot of people, that has the names.
Right. 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 You just mentioned you met Dick Wolf, and he's one of my favorites.
Yes,
I
I
love writers. I
know.
love, Law
He
and Order.
was so nice. He was amazing. He was
Is
amazing
he?
to work.
Is he?
Yes,
I'm
he
sure.
was so nice. Yeah.
If you could describe your journey in one word, what would it be? I mean, to meet Dick is just, and it would be an honor. But if you could describe your journey, what would it be in one word? And why?
Exhilarating.
Why exhilarating?
It gives me life.
Right.
It gives me a purpose to keep going, because if I can wake up and I can do it for free, because I have done it for free. That's my passion. That's what I love to do.
Rasha,
Yes.
we're going to wrap it up. All right.
Okay.
But I want you to kind of give us a final message to your supporters, to your hometown, Mount Vernon. What's your final message to us?
Yes.
Wrap this up.
Yes. I'm going to rep Mount Vernon. I'm going to rep. Honestly, I'm just getting started. Everything I've done so far is a foundation. I'm building something that is here to last. I'm building a brand and a name that's here to last, and I will rep Mount Vernon throughout that journey. So.
That's awesome. Well, listen, I think you're doing a great job. I think you are representing Mount Vernon really well.
Thank you.
Very high level. I want to thank you for that. I also want to thank you for joining us and continuing to make Mount Vernon proud. We're going to be watching your journey every step of the way here. And so we're going to be making sure that the community knows who you are and that they're up to date with your projects. That's another thing. Where can we go to find your projects? I know that you're on Amazon, right? You're on Amazon.
Yes, Amazon Prime. I have a project on Roku. I have a project on Tubi.
Nice.
So there's a lot of platforms my stuff is on. Pretty Girl Kills is the newest movie that I want everybody to go and watch, because that's my first principal role. That's mainstream, that actually made it on streaming. So
is there going to be a premiere?
They had it already.
They had it already.
Yeah,
Okay.
in South Carolina. I flew out to South Carolina in ATL to do the movie. We didn't even do it in New York because the director was from South Carolina. So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Cool.
But watch Pretty Girl Kills. Watch Pretty Girl Kills. And then the movies that I'm coming out with, my Quiet Dreams will be out soon. That's my movie. And Malia's Eyes will be out very soon. So be on the lookout.
Rasha Robinson, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at Mount
Thank you
Vernon.
for having me. Thank you.
All the best. Congratulations on your success. I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right.